everyone. Welcome to Stuff I Never Learned from the Schoolbook. If you've met me before, hi, welcome back. If you're new, hi, my name's Tom Springer, and I'm the host of Stuff I Never Learned from the Schoolbook. And thanks for joining us. Sorry I've been gone for about a couple of weeks between work and some other stuff. I've just kind of been all over the place, but we're back with the show. I know it's a different night. We're on Wednesday nights. As you know, I always accommodate for my guests who I want to come on to make sure that they get time on here. And tonight is no different. I brought on a very special guest who I've actually been following for, well, ever since I've been that I've known she was out there. And she's been absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to bring her on right away and just throw her to the wolves. So everyone, welcome in Tori Rock. Hi, Tori.
Hi, everybody.
How are you?
I am doing absolutely well. How are you?
I am doing well too, thanks. So we already got people coming in to say hi. So
hi,
there's one of us.
Everybody.
So they're popping in to say hi. This one right here, I just call her Mary. I pronounced her name once and she told me it was good, but I'm not trying it again. So we'll just go with that.
I know how that is. Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, see, she's even popping in to say hi to you. So.
Hi, Mary.
So as I was saying, it is a special night. It's Wednesday night, so everyone will catch us most likely on recordings because they don't know that not everyone knows we're doing this tonight. But I wanted to make sure that we got you on at the time that you could fit into us because I know you're very busy. And I will always make accommodations for the people who I want on my show. So this is very good that I was able to get you on my show because I was very excited about this. As I stated, I had been following you for like everyone knows, my awakening is not recent or not very long ago. So basically, since I found you, and I think I found you through Michelle, through the RIP stuff, and because you just popped up as a friend suggestion. And I don't know if the audience knows, and I know I didn't talk to you about it beforehand, but the way I find my guests outside of just looking at your image, I always normally get that instant that instant connection from an image. But I also get an energy off of everybody. And my energies are either just very positive, very negative, or just there. And a lot of the people I try to pull on are the people that I have very positive energies from. And you were one of those. And I was like, I got to get Tori on here. So anyways, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I am
very
honored.
happy to
Thank
be
you.
Here. People will roll in as they roll in. Like I said, some people will wander in. But as everybody knows, I want you to tell us a little about yourself, but I also want you to answer the first question everyone knows I ask. How did you get started? What brought you into this? What brought you around to realizing that you had gifts and abilities?
Well, I am a psychic medium, Tori Rock. Hi, everyone. I was psychic since birth, literally since I came out of the womb. My poor mother, I love her dearly. I knew she was going to die since I was 5. I had dreams that she was going to pass away. But when I was 2, when I could start to, I shouldn't even say an age because, I talk now. I like literally started talking when, words were just like this, because I talk to everybody. And so when I could start to talk, I was like, Mom, why do I have these images? And I have this memory of you. I couldn't even be like 4 weeks old. Hi, Marla. 4 weeks old. You're holding me. You're wearing this dress. We're at Aunt Mary's backyard. And she just looks at me. She's like, yep, you were 3 weeks old. And yes. And I'm like, okay. And she knew exactly who I was, what I was. My friends were not imaginary at all. They were just dead. And I just knew things. And it was like that from the get-go. Hi, Nicole.
That's actually my wife right there who's saying hi to
you. Hi. So yeah, I mean, I've had several awakenings in my life, but I've known since the get-go what I was, and it's a part of me.
Okay, that just threw me off. You said you had several awakenings in your life.
Yep. I knew that was. I knew that was going to.
I didn't know you could have more than one awakening. So you gotta
You
explain
can't.
that.
No, it's a knowing at birth. Yeah, you get. It's reawakening to what you already know. I died 3 times in my life.
Hmm.
So, once when I was 13, I had a near death experience. Then in my 20s, and then most recent was February 15th. Michelle, hi babe, how are you, honey? Um, the recent one was February 15th, 2020.
Mm.
I got sepsis. I died. Metatron and my mother were waiting for me. Said, nope, get back. I was so excited. I really was. I was like, yes, I'm done.
Yeah.
Nope, get the
Just
heck
kidding.
back. Yeah, I was ticked. And I'll never forget it. I met Michelle. That's around the time I actually met Michelle in 2017. And I was a whirlwind. She was my mentor. God bless that woman too, by the way, Michelle. And I would call her up. I would be like, Michelle, I'm leaping out of my body. Michelle, I'm this, I'm that. Like it's just I knew what was happening,
Right.
but I did this stuff when I was a kid,
Right.
So it was just like second nature. So when I died and came back for the last time, it'll be the last time I'm done coming back, I say that now, but um, I was just like a little part of my soul kept igniting, and I'm like, nope. And I just had a real big talk with Michelle, and she's like, yeah, honey, it's all good. And so yeah, Michelle, it was a very big part of my mentor. I mean,
Yeah.
she's a big mentor. Yeah.
Yeah, I had her on the show and she was fantastic. We've talked.
Oh yeah, I saw it. Yep.
Oh yeah, she's amazing.
It's Michelle. How can you not?
Yeah, right.
I love that woman.
It was funny too, Michelle. I'm going to kind of call you out on a couple things. When the very first time I was bold enough to send her a message through chat saying, "Hey, this is what I do. This is who I am."
Yep.
She responded back, and it was very formal.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, why is this happening? Why am I getting someone so formal that I wasn't expecting that? And then I met her.
Yep.
I mean, we started talking. Oh my goodness.
She's professional, man. She's a pro.
She was very professional, but she was so funny when we were talking like this. So it was hilarious. So it was much different than I read from just the chat. Because I could not read her personality from her chat, except for very formal and very, and I was like, okay. So when I started talking to her like this, the first time, she's like, yeah, we'll chat. Let's see what we got, see if this is a good fit. It was amazing because it was such a difference than what I was expecting. And normally I'm very good. So it threw me off that she threw me off so much. I was like,
she's good at that. Michelle's so good at that.
Yeah,
but she's a sweetheart. I don't know a more gentler, and I can't even think of words. This woman is angelic. She knows what she's doing.
Right.
And she's a badass.
Yeah.
Out front, she's a badass.
Yep.
And I love her dearly.
So when you met up with her, when she started mentoring you in 2017, is that when you became part of RIP?
Well, kind of. I came from PA, so Pennsylvania. Okay. I was part of the. We met through another person, and we kind of distanced ourselves from that person, and we kind of got together. And she's like, I know what you can do. I know what you're capable of. Would you be part of a PA chapter if I put a PA chapter together? I said, sure, not a problem.
Right.
So I got some of my friends back in PA, and I did a at-home case because Riverside, Iowa Paranormal does cases for at home if they have hauntings or just anything. And if they need it, we do it absolutely no charge.
Right.
And I had a case in PA that I did. And what happened was we did I started in 17 and then COVID hit. So
Yep.
then we were part of World's Largest Ghost Hunt. The famous story of her and I in the closet. Hi, Jason. PA. Hello. Um, and we did World's Largest Ghost Hunt 2020.
Right.
Her and I from on the phone. It was at a haunted location, and I was the psychic medium on hand. And I met one of the team members at the time. Came over. We had an investigation at Rock Island YMCA, and it was all the chapters came together at Rock Island
Awesome.
YMCA, March of 2021. And that's how I came to Dubuque. And as soon as I came to Dubuque, I fell in love with it. And I'm like, yep. And a situation happened back in PA, and I packed the car, drove up, and there we go. The rest is history.
So I'm going to throw this up early since we're here.
Okay.
Let me grab this really quick so I can copy it first. All right. So for those people who are listening and they want to start following along and seeing what Tori does, right there. So, and since I copied it over, I'm actually going to post this into the comment section over there.
Awesome. Thank you.
So that way it's going to show up on all three. It's going to show up on my Facebook, my YouTube, and my Twitch. So that way anyone watching it will be able to see them all. So they'll be able to follow you along there too. So if you want to follow along with Tori, see what she's doing, everything else right here. And you will see this throughout the night because I throw it up there about 2 or 3 more times just because you deserve the recognition.
Thank you.
And I will tell you, if you're on here, you're my guest. If you want to advertise and promote yourself, RIP, anything else, you do that. So just so people know, RIP is Riverside, Iowa Paranormal. All right, that's what RIP is, and they have all different chapters. Go out there and look up Riverside, Iowa Paranormal. You can find them on Facebook. I think you can find them on YouTube, a couple other different places.
YouTube, Facebook,
they're
Instagram,
everywhere. So
TikTok.
Follow, like, share them because they're fantastic. And it's like I said, it's not just one location; it's all over the place.
And we have we'll be at my first event with the Iowa team. Will be at Rock Island YMCA in Rock Island. Oh my God, Illinois. I'm new. I'm still new in the area. I'm like Indiana, But no, Rock Island and hi. And our first is March 25th. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
And that's another thing.
It's like a year anniversary for me.
Yeah, and that's another thing for the audience. So if you go out to RIP, to Riverside, Iowa Paranormal, I'm going to repeat that. You will notice that Michelle does a lot of the postings out there to advertise for the upcoming sites. Sometimes they do privates, but sometimes they also open up to the public to come join them.
Yep.
And if you want to go check out some really cool sites and go,
and we have a lot of tickets available coming up. We've got Indiana. We've got, like I said, Rock Island YMCA is coming up. We got tickets for that. I believe the old jail's coming up. Just go on rip.com. Go to Facebook, and you'll see all the events that we're doing. And come join us. Go to Thriller Events. That's where you can get where we're all at.
Yep. Thriller Events is also marked on my page, folks, for those who want to do it. Michelle told me all about Thriller Events. She was the first one to introduce me to Thriller Events, so I grabbed it and posted a link to my page as well, so people can go out there to look at it as well. And all the stuff out there for RIP is posted out there, so go out there and take a look at it. I'm a big proponent of advertising for RIP and for other groups. So,
if anybody wants to get me personally, I am now the in-house psychic medium for Higher Self Holistics in Dubuque, Iowa. So you can come and see me in person at it's 3003 Asbury Road. Yes, I know. I'm so excited. Higher Self Holistics Metaphysical Center. And we offer so much, not only retail and crystals, but we have Reiki, sound healing, psychic mediumship. We've got a tarot card, everything. Thank you.
And Marla. You have an endorsement. Look at that.
Yeah, Marla's one of my clients. I absolutely adore her. Thank you, Marla. Um, but it's online or in person. So I'm I live here. I love this place. So we're open Wednesday through Sunday, 11 or 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then Saturdays 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And
Perfect.
then I do by appointments on weekends though.
And that's all
So
out on your site, right?
yep,
All
all of my
that's on the
site,
site. Yep.
everything. Yep, you'll find
I,
it all
I
there.
act like I don't know, but I just, I just stalked you on your site, so I know what your
It's
site looks like.
okay.
But
I get it. I
but
get
yeah,
it.
so I'm just letting the people know that all this is actually stuff that they go out to your site as well. They can look at all. They can find out everything
Yeah,
about.
Psychic Medium Tori.
Yep.
Just go there and you'll find it on higherselfholistics.com and you'll find it on my Facebook page, Psychic
Yeah, it's
Medium Tori.
fantastic. Look, and even Michelle says she's going to be there on Saturday.
Yes, I know. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Well, you have known since you were born of your abilities that you had abilities.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
hold on, I gotta ask this question. My wife wants to know how far is Dubuque away from Omaha, Nebraska. So,
I don't even. That's for you, Tom. That's for you.
well,
I'm lucky. I know how to get here.
She's sitting upstairs and she has Google Maps just like I do. So, but
please come and see me. I'd love to have you.
yeah, and we need to start. She and I need to start doing more road trips. Last year was kind of our down year, so this year we need to start picking it back up again.
Right.
So now she's giving. I know I can look it up. Just saying. So, so that may be a road trip for us. You're not that far.
That would be awesome. I'd be so psyched.
But when you were growing up and you started, I don't want to say actually using, because you're probably using them the whole time, but when you first started
being more aware of what was going on,
formally using your abilities,
geez,
did you use them towards like psychic or mediumship or towards paranormal investigation? What did you start out kind of doing?
Well, all of the above. Literally probably psychic mediumship, because my friends, yes, we do. Yes, we do. It would be epic, Michelle.
I don't know if you guys can handle my energy. My energy.
Oh, please. If they can handle me, I think Michelle can handle a lot. She can handle me. But no, I mean, I started off as psychic medium. My friends were not imaginary; they were just dead.
Right.
So yeah, as a kid growing up, I had imaginary friends. All right, they were just dead,
right.
But I could see them; nobody else could. Then in my unfortunately, my mom did pass away. I knew she was going to die since I was 5. Right. I had dreams. She passed away when I was 14. So that was the catalyst of everything. Mm-hmm. What got me to survive that was Queen and Freddie Mercury. My first guide ever was Freddie. Oh. Everybody knows that. I no bones about it. And I was a singer. I actually had chorus class. I sang. I went to Berklee College of Music, graduate 2001. Yep. And Freddie, that was the big thing, because Freddie was a big influence back then. He still is now. Oh yeah. But when I went to Berklee, it's an old school, right?
Yeah.
And the building that we were in had several fires. They were remodeling, and literally they were going to have another fire. The spirits were ticked off. So I helped with a group that was there, and it was a group of students. We were just novices, newbies.
Yeah.
We got together and we actually helped. I would say crossover would be the right word, but from different backgrounds, from different religions. Yeah. We all got together and helped these spirits pass over and settled down Berklee College of Music, because at the time Massachusetts Avenue was the big student housing. Now they have a big, they built a whole other housing unit, but right. At that time that was the big thing, and it was the spirits were ticked. We crossed them over, and that was the beginning of my paranormal experiences.
Right.
And then it just snowballed from there. It just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I do want to explain something because I do the same thing. Well, actually, I'm probably one of them that don't, but a lot of people will say psychic medium.
Yes.
And they
Sorry.
and they need and I really do this because I told you my show is also a learning show for people who are just learning about. So I always remind them whenever I hear it, two different things. You're psychic.
Yes, very much so.
Or you're a medium. Or you can be both, which is a psychic
both.
medium.
Yes.
When I say it, I always say I'm a psychic and medium. And that's just how I say it. But for the newbies who are gonna, or I say newbies because they know I'm a newbie for the most part. For those people who are going to watch this as a recording, I like to give them that little information. It does not mean the same thing. Psychic and medium are not the same.
Medium,
they're separate things. So
two different things. Yep.
So just that they have an understanding of that. So okay, now we can move on. When you had the discussion with your mom, and you said, "Hey, I'm describing this," and she said, "Yep, you were 3 weeks old and everything else." She doesn't sound like she was surprised.
Nope.
Does that
not at all?
Does that mean that your mom and maybe others in your past further down the line all have abilities?
Yes, indeed. I will. Yes. My mom had abilities. My grandmother had abilities, and my grandmother. I mean, it is all on that side. It's actually both lines, my father's side and my mother's.
Right.
But they weren't surprised. They're all in the closet, you can say. Not anymore because they have me as a big mouth telling everybody. But I have my cousin has abilities, doesn't use it very often, but he knew. But my family is very religious, so my
grandfather was a preacher, so.
Well, we were Byzantine Catholics. Okay. Byzantines are way harsher than Romans. Okay. And I'm Slovak. So no, I mean, I get the whole 9 yards. I get the Greek, I get the Slovak. I'm a Heinz 57 sauce,
Yeah.
And I just recently found out, I mean, I kind of knew because I'm obsessed with it, but I found out my grandmother was Jewish.
Oh, okay.
So I am Jewish by birth and blood. Wasn't raised, but I always had a hunger for Judaism and just ancient stuff. So being raised a Byzantine Catholic and very strict, my grandfather, God bless him, he was 96 years old when he passed away, went to church every bloody day. And I'm like, all right, okay, pray for my soul. He knew I was different.
Right.
They didn't like to say what I was. But they knew exactly what I was. My mom knew. No doubt about it.
And that's why I asked, because the way you kind of said that, I was like, oh, well, then it has to be in the blood somewhere because of
on both sides. I mean, my family's very strict. I mean, they don't like to talk about things. So I'm kind of like the black sheep, which I've been the black sheep my whole life. So, but I mean, it's both sides, and I am what I am, and I just don't care.
Yeah. And I tell people that because, my family is very religious. I told you both my parents passed away, but my grandfather was a Pentecostal preacher. So I have that. And my mom was very religious, but I have two extremes as well. I am indigenous person and Norse, so I have a very I have a very
but you that's well rounded though. You're going everywhere. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So that was something that was interesting to discover as I was growing up, that those are my two backgrounds. So
that's awesome.
Mr. Nighthawk said he's FBI, full-blooded Indian. So
nice.
Yep. If you don't know William, meet Tori, meet William.
William, I'm actually a direct descendant of Vlad. I am a direct descendant of Dracul. Yes, cool. I am. My on my father's side, my grandfather My grandfather's family is from Romania, from the Carpathian, and I have a direct descendant. So yeah. So I'm a vampire. I'm actually both. Yes, vampires and lichens do exist, and I'm both, but more vampire.
My wife is asking you a question.
Yes.
She is asking, Tori,
Okay.
I've got to ask because I'm always in awe of your psychic mediums and how you all differ. How do you receive your messages? Do you actually see spirits? Do you hear spirits? Do you see messages, or do you get sent messages, or what? So she's asking you because she does
all of the above.
So
all of that. That's a great question, by the way. Thank you, Nicole. At first, it was I see spirits like I see you, Tom. Right. It's I see them like I see you. I see them in my third eye. So it first started that I was seeing when I was a kid. They were as vivid as like literally you are. It would be, I could not as a kid tell if they were living or dead. Right. So, only by if somebody was with me. Who are you talking to? John. Sally's here. Well, what? And then that was when I was like, oh, you can't see them. Right. What? Wait, what? Yeah. So I could see them. And then with further development, third eye, I get images, I get colors, I do hear. So I have all the what are called the clairs. So I have claircognizance, I know, clairaudience, I hear, clairsentient, I feel, I hear, I see, I smell, and I taste. So that's how I get all my messages. Okay. And they love to use movie references, music lyrics. I get all the actors and all the musicians as my guides. So they're very colorful.
I have to. When we were talking before the show, I told you that you and I have very much similarities. And
yes, we are.
It's funny you bring that up because everybody knows who who's ever been around me when I've seen somebody. Yep. The way I describe them, I have to use celebrities. I have to say, oh, it looks like this person, or it looks like this person. So I have to, and that's how I have to be able to explain to them. Yep. And you said,
everyone who knows me.
Yep.
Everyone who knows me knows my three main guides, and two of them were since I was a kid. My first one, of course, is Freddie Mercury.
Yep.
Who I love and adore. And my second one died right before my mother, and that would be Brandon Lee. I call him my brother because he is. And my third main one, he's newer because he just passed away in 2017, is the late and great Chris Cornell.
Oh yeah.
From Soundgarden, Audio Slave. And so they're my three main, besides I work with the Archangels. So besides the Arcs, those three are my three main guides. Right. Now I have what I call walk-ins, fly-by-nights, anybody who just wants to drop in. Right. And I have a whole slew of them.
Yeah.
But my three main ones are Freddie, Brandon, and Chris.
Yeah. You did say that you can see them, smell them, hear them, taste them. So, of course, Michelle, with her sense of humor, says, does it taste like chicken? So.
Oh, Michelle. They only do that on holidays. Come on now, Michelle. You know that.
Right.
Only on holidays.
And then Amber's telling us, when I'm reading for someone, sometimes I describe their similarities to someone famous, which is what I do. Mainly so they get an idea of how they look. And that's how they present themselves. I mean, I can see what they actually look like, but the only way for me to describe them is I go, oh, well, it looks like this character from this movie or something else. And that's how I have to do it. And it was funny because the first time I ever saw someone, I saw the person. Like, I went on an investigation with a couple of friends. This is before I was awakened. I just went because we're going to go hang out. And all of a sudden I'm talking to this lady. Like, who are you talking to? I'm like, the lady right there. I can see her just as clear as I see you. And they're like, we can see her. Why can you see her? And I'm like, I don't know. And that was my awakening right there.
That's awesome. And that's how it happens. Yeah, that's literally how it happens.
Yeah, it was very, very strong. Nuts. And I want to let you know that William also brought up that he is also a skinwalker and a dreamwalker. So.
Oh. Dude, jealous. Skinwalker, Dreamwalker. I could see. Yeah. I kind of lost through the years. I lost my ability through to dream walk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And Amber is telling us that she just had to describe someone as Chunk from the Goonies a week ago.
Oh man. Well, it never gets old when Brandon comes to me. Of course, when he's protective brother, he
Yeah.
comes in full crow garb, like full on crow.
Yep.
Which is hilarious, and sits on top of the roof of the car. Usually, because he comes when I'm on investigations or I go on road trips, and I
Right.
need, my guides. But usually, he's just Brandon, and
Yeah.
if if you knew him outside, he was very humble and quiet.
Mm-hmm.
He knew who his father was. He dealt with that, but he was funny. He was an Aquarius.
Well,
So imagine just a quiet Aquariuses are generally quiet,
right.
but he was funny, a smart ass.
Well,
He really is.
I not Brandon, but some of the stories I got, because we had that background talk as well, but some of the talks
Yep.
that I heard through a couple of friends of mine who knew Bruce.
Yep.
When Brandon was growing up, he did not, when he was young, just like most other celebrity kids, he didn't realize his dad was a celebrity. It was
it was just dad.
It was
Right.
just
He was just dad. Like literally.
Right.
Dad and a bunch of my friends are just doing their thing down, and he was raised with the dojo. So everybody, all of Bruce's students were his. Like, I mean, he grew up with Chuck Norris. He grew up with the greats. And it was just dad. He didn't know any better.
Yeah. Michelle says she wants to be William Nighthawk.
Right?
There's a lot of people that want to be William Nighthawk. So.
Aye, Michelle. Yeah, I get that. But no, getting back to Brandon and Bruce, like Bruce was just a dad. He was Bruce Lee to everybody else, but to Brandon, he was just dad.
He was just dad, yeah. And knowing the people I know the upbringing that happened there, and that's why Brandon was so humble, because his dad did not let him be.
No. Oh my gosh. From the stories I get from Brandon and I've gotten, and of course, where Brandon goes, Bruce does. So I'm not going to deny that Bruce does come and visit and, and that's an ascended master. I'm sorry. He's good. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Marla goes, I want guides. Cool.
Yeah, right. I want cool guides like Tori. Yep.
Yeah. I can get them.
So for some people who hear me kind of talking back and forth with you and they don't understand what I'm talking about, I'll let them in on that little secret. Bruce Lee's first student for Jeet Kune Do was my sensei. So I grew up kind of in that world. I never met Bruce Lee through a dojo, but I met him in person because I'm from Northern California, where he lived out a lot of his life. So I knew him from there. But
and he's a force.
Yes, but he is
a force.
His students that I know have very much been molded into Bruce's style, not only martial arts or fighting style, but their personalities and their emotions and everything else. So it's just something that that I was able to understand how Brandon is through watching how they are. So that's kind of where I get that background. So yes, Primal Cry, be like water.
Brandon, I would say. Oh, yes.
Great book, by the way.
And he was very. Bruce was very. I shouldn't even say was, because he still is. He's a very master, very stoic, teaches a lot. Brandon has a very childlike and humor to him.
Yep.
Bye, Michelle. Love you. I'll see you Saturday. Brandon's very, more down to earth and just very childlike and has a humor. And he's a smart ass. He's a master with a smart ass humor. He really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. I can see
Yeah.
that. I can totally see that.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I apologize for cursing, but
Oh,
I
hold on.
earned
Wait.
the nickname No BS Medium, and
There
I
you go.
tell it
There
how
you
it
go.
is. So
There you go. See
yeah.
that up above you now?
I
Curse away. It's
yeah.
all open for you now.
Okay,
So
good.
I
I
have
just
to.
don't say the F word because I learned really, I'm trying to reel it in public. I try not to curse as much, but in my readings, I have full
What
disclosure. I
they
tell
tell
them
you
this is
is
what you're getting.
what they tell you is what you're gonna say.
Yeah,
So yep.
exactly,
Yep.
totally.
Yep.
And if I don't see, and the one thing about, and this will be good for your viewers and the newbies who come on, have some ethics
Yeah.
because I've earned, and I am the No BS medium with ethics and morals. What, I don't say anything outside of my office. When I channel, I don't remember it.
Yep.
So please record because I won't remember it. But I keep it to myself. I don't read unless you ask me. So, anyone who's scared of a psychic medium reading you, I won't. I don't
Yeah.
have the time nor the energy.
I can even vouch for that because tonight when we first met up, I asked her if she knows anything about me. She said no because I won't read you without permission. So I gave her permission, so she was able to open up and see some stuff about me. So,
Yep.
um, so yes, she is definitely this way. When she says it, she means it. So,
Yep.
so make sure that that's important when you are looking for that person. Ask some
Yeah.
questions like that. It's perfectly fine to ask the person you're about to get read by questions. Um,
Yes.
you know,
And what I tell with everyone, um, thank you, William. What I tell everyone is test the spirits, test what you want to learn and the people you want to learn from. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to be skeptical at first,
right,
but just if they have the background, if they have the actual knowledge, they won't mind.
right, yep,
And not everybody gets, I learned this from Michelle, and it holds true. Be leery if a psychic medium gets everything every time,
right,
because you don't. And that's, with my full disclosure, I just had a gallery reading last month. I have another one coming up February 26th at, Higher Self Holistics. And I make sure, I can't guarantee that the person you want is going to come through, but I guarantee you're going to get a message.
right,
I can guarantee that my team will come out with something,
right.
but you're not going to get everything every
And
time.
and
And
you
if you do, be leery.
and don't expect. This is something I'm learning on a rapid
Yes.
pace. Don't expect to get the person you're always looking for. Some other
Yes.
spirits may have some spirits you don't know this, but they have a more important message for you than the person you're trying to get a hold of, and they
Word.
want to butt their way in and go, "Hey, I have something to say. I understand you're looking for somebody else, but I have something to say to you." And so,
And really, and especially in a gallery reading, I mean,
yeah,
gallery readings are great, but one-on-one, they'll piggyback off of other people. So
yes,
say one person at a gallery reading, their aunt or uncle comes with the same situation, and that sounds familiar. Yeah, spirit knows what it's doing. It will. You'll get the message one way
right,
or another. It may not come directly to you, but you will get the message.
right. So I do wanna hold up things for a second because I want to say hi to Debbie and give my condolences. But I'm really happy she's here. Debbie, hi. I understand you're late. I'm sorry you heard,
Oh, honey.
but
I'm
she
sorry
gives
for your loss, sweetie.
information afterwards that gives us thanks. He's been dealing with cancer for a while. So grateful he's no longer suffering. So that's good. So Debbie, I'm very glad you're here. Of course, we will send love and everything
Yes.
we can to you and to your family and to their family. But I just wanted to recognize, thank you for being here, and we are sorry for your loss. So
Yes, Debbie.
so so that way we can all wrap our love
Yep.
around her as well while she's on here. So
Of course. Of
yep.
course.
Um, but yeah, exactly. It's and again, like I said, this is I have never ever once. I have never. Well, I haven't really been doing it that long, but I have never done a planned reading. Someone will start talking to me, and they're like, "Look, this is going on, blah 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 blah. I don't know what to do." And all of a sudden, bam! Someone goes, "Well, tell them to do that." And
Yep.
someone walk in and going, "All right, well, I can tell you what to do because this person is telling me." And they're like,
And
well,
that's how it starts. That's
right.
how it starts.
And that's how
it's random. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're open, of course,
Yeah.
so you're gonna get messages. But
Right.
you love to help people, Tom.
Yeah.
That's what you're meant to do. That's what we're all, you know. And when you get in this profession, you're
Yeah.
not. And I speak for myself. I don't want to speak for anybody else.
Right.
But you get in this profession to help people, not to make a buck.
Right.
So yes, we have to, make a living, of course. And people always bring up, why are you, pimping out your gift? Why are you charging? I'm not out to gouge people.
Right.
It's my time and my energy, and that's all. But my first and foremost commitment is to spirit and to help spirit and mankind.
Yep.
So that's what we do. We help people.
Exactly.
So that's in our DNA.
Yeah, I mean, when they come through to talk to me, to talk to that person, it's never been to just say hi. It's always been a message. It's always been for a purpose. And I've actually had the ability. In fact, my wife was with me. We were down here doing it. I've had the ability to have someone look straight like on here. If we were talking, he goes, "I'm a skeptic. I don't believe in this stuff." 20 minutes later, he was crying because of who was talking to him and everything else. And that came. And I wasn't trying to channel at that point. I was just talking. But it came up, and he goes, "Hey, I know what you do and everything else, but I just gotta let you know I don't believe in it." I'm like, "Cool, so you don't have to. You don't have to right now."
Right.
But then I started, and then I kind of stopped because stuff started happening in my head, and I started seeing, and I'm like, "So I have to ask questions." He's like, "Go ahead." So I started asking him, and I did not say, "Spirit is telling me to ask you." I just started asking him. He goes, "How would you know that?" And then he started going, "All right, what's going on?" So then I started giving him some more information. He's like, well, "No way you would know this." And so then he's like, "All right." And so, it was really something I knew he needed at the time that need to be passed on. I don't think I could ever hold a message if a spirit comes to me when I think someone needs it. They're not going to come to me if it's not necessary.
Yep.
They're not just going to come and chat with me and sing Henry VIII with me or anything else. They're there. They're there because they have to do. And this is stuff I'm learning, and this is stuff I'm excited to learn. And it's nice to have people on my show that share this experience.
It's an adventure.
On the track. So that lets
buckle up, Buttercup. It's an adventure. It's an adventure.
And it lets the other I know I have a lot of new I know I have a lot of new people that watch the recordings. They don't watch it live, and they've actually emailed me a couple of times, say, "Hey, I watch your show, but I don't do it live because they don't want to be seen. They don't, they're still trying to keep it hidden or else."
Yep.
Perfectly fine with that. I don't care. But as long as you're getting the message.
As long as you're getting the message. That's how I am. I'm on the Spirit Realm Network too. I have 2 shows, Midday Monday Medium and Mystical Wisdom. They're both on hiatus right now. Yeah. But that's how I have viewers all the time. I watch the replays. And for Midday Monday Medium, I started doing collective readings. So the people that don't watch live get something too, and Spirit wanted me to transition to that. And with Mystical Wisdom, I pick topics that people want to learn about. And
sorry about that.
Yeah, right. But what people want to hear so that they can listen to me while they're at the office, or they can just listen on headphones.
Right.
So so they're still in spiritual closet. Yep. So I mean, that's how I run Mystical Wisdom too. So I get it.
Yeah. And that's something. So I will let the audience know something I am playing with. Actually, you're the first one hearing it. So I'm sharing stuff with you and with my audience right now. But I am actually looking at a way to taking all of my shows that I do like this and turning them into recorded podcasts. So that way,
awesome.
Later in an audio, whenever they're out and about, they can just look me up on a podcast and listen to my shows. They don't have to be here Monday nights, or they don't have to sit down at a computer, or Wednesday nights, as tonight is, or sit down at a computer and watch a video. They can actually just turn on a podcast and they can listen to us talk. So
that's awesome, Tom.
Looking at how to do that. I have the video. I know how to pull the audio out. Now I just need to find out how to connect it to like a Spotify or to another podcast.
Right.
But I have the ability to take the audio out. I just need to know how to connect it to a podcast. But once that's
awesome.
I'm going to go ahead and start doing that with all my shows. So once it plays out Monday or Wednesday or whenever I have a guest on, the next week it's going to open up for a podcast so they can listen to it. Anyone can find it, listen to it.
Oh, that's awesome. I got tingles. I'm excited.
So Patricia McDowell, which I absolutely love. Patricia's fantastic. I love this woman. I was talking to her, and suddenly a loved one came through really randomly. Was not even talking about the loved one. So, yeah. So it just happens. So
that's how it happens. They love to piggyback off of other people and just in general. And you're right. When spirit has a message, you're going to get it one way or another. Right.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, and it's just amazing how I like the fact that we get to share this information. You know, I mean, everyone. I told you, everyone over there that is for me. Where I'm pointing at is to everyone who's in the comment section. I don't know if it is for you, but for me over there, everyone in my comment section really is part of my family. So it's fantastic because they all. If I get stuck, if I'm doing a show and I have a guest on, and all of a sudden both of us are like, man, I don't know that. I guarantee someone in my comment section will pop in with an answer.
Yep.
Which is fantastic. Yep. So
that's how my SRN team is. I love. They're not followers. They're not fans. They're family, and that's how it's always been.
That's what I said. I said I could not do this show without the family.
Right.
You know, exactly, and that's how it is. And I really appreciate everyone that's on my show, to include all my guests.
Yep.
Because we are so on the same page as not being selfish with our information. It's a para-unity.
Right.
It really is.
Yes. And that's big nowadays.
It is.
That is big. With working with the world's largest ghost hunt and Riverside, Iowa Paranormal, para-unity is big. It's a must in my book. Not always experienced in my book, but it's a must.
I was going to say, there's
not
still,
always experienced,
there's still those groups who are like, no. No. And I will tell you, I have never been to a Paracon of any kind. I've never been to the Gettysburg Bash, or I've never been to anything. And I have been told I was told we have to go, so we're going to try to find one of those.
Gettysburg is amazing. I'll plug my hometown. Come on, my home state is PA. Gettysburg is amazing.
Yeah,
there's so many in and that's the thing with being part of a paranormal group, a world's largest ghost hunt, SRN, and just being around. I know people, and you get to meet these people one-on-one, and some of them, like you said, they're just like, no. And others will just talk your ear off. It's amazing.
And that's what I was going to bring up, is that I have been told I'm still very much, I'm very much still a newbie in the world, which I completely understand. Not, some of you people you all know each other like the backs of your hands. And someone goes, Tom Springer, was he a baseball player? No. So I'm still new. I understand that.
Right.
But I've been told when I go to these things, I almost need to go with a group or a couple other people, because some of the clicks will turn on you because either you're new or they don't know who you are, or they just don't, they're just unfamiliar. I don't want to share that information. And I'm like,
I don't want to say that. I don't want to, and I'm not going to name names, but
no, and I'm not either. I'm just saying that there's going to that happens, and I know that happens. But I am actually, this sounds so wrong, but people who know me on a very personal level know I want to go on my own, because I want to see those reactions. That's
right. And that way you get to feel them out. Like you know that you know.
Exactly.
And it'll be disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. The ones that you kind of like look up to in the field, it's kind of like, but the ones you don't expect,
Yeah.
kind of, just I've got to meet a lot of people, and I just have to send love out to my Uncle Johnny Zaffis. I love him, the
Oh
Godfather
yeah.
Paranormal. Love
Yeah.
you, Uncle Johnny. But I've got to meet a lot of people in the paranormal,
Yeah.
and some of them are great, and some of them you're like, really, dude? Like,
And
seriously?
yeah. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I've realized in the short amount of time I've been doing this, some people do not treat this as a privilege or as a
Oh
gift
no.
to them. They treat it strictly as a business.
Yes.
And that's the best way I can say that, in the
Yes.
kindest way I can say that.
I got you. Oh, I got you, Tom.
So,
I got you.
but yes, they don't realize that if we're awakening,
Yep.
it's because we're supposed to start connecting together and start helping each other.
Right. And
You know?
and that's the thing. It's para-unity, but we're awakening for a reason.
Right.
And
Something's
you guys
going
are,
to happen.
yeah. I
Yes.
mean, I've been awakened for many years now.
Right.
30 plus years, right? I'm old. I get it. But
Right. Sure. We'll call you old. Right. Whatever.
Okay. You awaken when you awaken because you're supposed to. And
Right.
it's for, and I love this because I see this, in my office all the time. You get the young newbies and you get the older ones awakening just because they were raised a certain way and they're
Right.
still like, oh, I don't know about this, but this is happening. And it's wonderful because you get to share the knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. We're all here to help each other.
Yeah.
We're not here to just sit on our hands and just do it for business. We're here to help.
I guarantee if this would have happened to me when I was in my old job doing sniper work, I would have never pursued it. I would not have gone into it wholeheartedly like I have now. I would have been like, what the hell is this? I would have been like, no.
Yep.
This needs to step aside because it's interfering with what I'm supposed to be doing. And I would have never, and I know me. This is not something I would have gone back and pursued.
Right.
Even though I knew it was there. I would have been like, no, done.
Right.
This is not this is what I want. This is what I need. Get the hell out of here. I'm focusing on something else. I'm doing bad things to bad people. So now I'm doing good things for good people. So we're actually
and you know what? Well, it's not only that, but even in your former line of work, you had a purpose to do so. You had, spirit uses everything, source uses everything, every situation. So I like how you turned it around, but the spirit still used you in one way or another.
Yeah.
Just look at it that way.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because we talk about not only did it use me in a certain way, but it also protected me in a way, because even then, I had that sixth sense of, I knew when someone was coming up or like a patrol was coming up on us. And I knew that we needed to cover at that point, even before. And my team would ask, like, how did you know that? I'm like, I have no clue. I just knew they were approaching, and there's 13 of us. And
but they trusted it too, because you were a team, and you had the capability because of your military background. They were, to listen and, just work with you. And so you had the ability to use your gifts and protect them. And they in return trusted you and trusted that.
Yeah. And I had no clue that's what I was doing, but now I recognize it and I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
So that's nice that it's coming full circle, and I'm recognizing what it was. And now I'm using it to help others. So
and not only that, but you'll go back to different missions and be like, wow, you really, you helped me there. You helped me there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
When I got shot in the hip the first time, when I got shot, the guy continued to pull the trigger, but the gun jammed.
Right.
So that was,
and that's and right there. I mean, I told you before the show that you work with the angels too, know, and I didn't even know that. And then you showed me your tattoos. I'm like, I knew, but Metatron and Michael, I mean, Michael had you back the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like, which we all knew. I mean, you were in the armed forces, and it's Michael. Come on.
Right. It's got to be Michael.
Yeah, Michael loves to. I work with Michael like a lot on the daily. Metatron and Michael are my peeps,
Boy,
and Michael loves put him to work. He loves to work.
yeah,
Like that is what he loves to
yeah,
do. Yeah.
yeah. Debbie's saying divine protection for sure. It absolutely was.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh
people,
yeah.
people who know me from hold on, let's do this math. People who know me from basically fifth grade on know that
Yep.
I should never, in any way, shape, or form, be alive to live as old as I am right now. So,
I get it. I get it. Trust me.
yeah. So,
Died 3 times and came back. I get it.
yeah. So I
I
want to
get
bring
it.
us back to you.
Okay.
We've gone full circle, so we've come back to where you have gone from. You were doing the psychic and medium work, and then it rolled into paranormal, and then
Yep.
introduced you to RIP.
Yeah.
For people who came in late, that's Riverside, Iowa Paranormal Hitting Chapters. Make sure you go out there and go to RIP.com and start following them. They're a fantastic group. Yep, I'm plugging them. So when you have done, do you have a certain role that you fill when you go on paranormal investigations?
Oh well. No. I am. I like to use my abilities. So I do go as a psychic. Um, but most of the time, Michelle does say, "Turn it off. Just
Yeah.
be human for once." Because Michelle's psychic too. She's a
Right.
medium. She knows.
Yeah.
Turn it off, Tori. You're not. But um, she likes to. I'm kind of the love note one, the one that gives the love notes. So if I get a message when I'm out and we have we do an event, if a guest comes and I just know somebody's there, she'll be like, "It's okay." Or if somebody has a question,
Yeah.
she'll be like, "Tori, you got this." I'm like, "Yeah." But yeah, she sends them to me. And there's a lot of psychics on our team.
Yeah.
We all have abilities.
Right.
It's just some people don't like to be known for what they do. They're just loving the paranormal.
The investigating part of it.
Right.
Right.
And so some are psychics, some are Reiki masters. But we all have abilities one way or another. We're all empaths.
Right.
We're all know what's going on. But yeah, I mean, we have different backgrounds and different qualities and different abilities. So, but we work, and this is why I love Riverside. We're a family, and we work together. And if there's a problem, we solve it, and we have fun. It's not. It really is when we go out for events or if we help people. It's so much fun because we get along. We know each other, and we just have fun doing it.
Well, it's funny.
And we love these locations.
It's funny because when you guys go out on investigations and you guys post your little videos.
Yeah.
Like, funniest little videos that you guys post because it's in between investigation time. It's your downtime.
Yes.
You guys
oh my God.
Goofy. And it's,
we did our Christmas reel at Rock Island YMCA, and oh my God, the outtakes alone we did as a reel because we just kept laughing and laughing and laughing. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
You get us together and it's like, and that was I think 4 chapters. Iowa, Indiana. Who's Iowa, Indiana? We had was Florida in? We have a bunch of chapters, guys. Right. Like it was just a bunch. And we couldn't stop laughing. We were just having a good time. So it's what makes Riverside, Iowa Paranormal. That's
part
what
of that
makes
was posted on Facebook because I watched part of that on Facebook.
Yep.
I was watching it. I couldn't help but laugh at you guys for laughing.
Oh my God, it was hilarious.
It was hilarious. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh my goodness, look at this crew. I'm like, they're not getting anything done.
So. Well, I mean, sometimes we don't. No, I'm kidding. No, but and that's we're professional, but we have fun doing what we do. Because and that's why people come to us because they want to know what's going on. They want the thrill of the investigation, but they want to be with people who are professional about it. Right. Who aren't going to treat this as it's a game or just, money makers, and it's not. We have fun doing it.
Right, exactly. So my wife states, sounds amazing. I think having many people with abilities allows the spirits to interact differently. I love
Yes.
watching the interactions between you gifted people on paranormal investigations. I am the observer.
That's a great, we need you. But Nicole, that's what makes you you.
You
That's
know
what we love.
do you know what she really is? Not only is she the observer, but she's the cat herder. Like when we all go crazy,
Yes.
one who brings us all in and goes, okay, guys, refocus.
Yep.
She's
Yep.
the organizer one. She's the one who goes, all right, here's what I understand.
Yeah.
We have a good time, but it's time to get back to business. So she's
Right.
that person, which is really good to have because
And it is because
really
we
is
can have squirrel moments.
yeah.
We have squirrel moments like, oh yeah, no.
Yeah. But she is a very good cat herder. So that's very good. And she's actually a very, I mean, I know we're all empaths, but she's a very strong empath.
Right.
And she feels, but she doesn't feel the dead. She feels the living. So she feels.
And you know what? That's the most important too,
Yeah.
because I everybody laughs because I always have water on me at all times. I'm always like, because you need fuel, you need the water to replenish you, you need food to refuel your body, and we need the impasse for us too, because talking to myself, I'll go nonstop for hours without a break, and they'll be like, Tori, go eat something. Like,
I do
literally.
that's
you know, and we need people to be just like,
right?
Yeah, hon, we need to feel the humans now. Everybody's feeling the dead. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm the I'll put that back up just so you can read that. But I'm the energy of our group. Whenever I'm part of a team, I'm the one they come to get replenished because I'm an Energizer Bunny. I never run out of energy.
Oh,
and
that's amazing.
And it's because I pull energy, and they give it to me, but I pull my energy from all the different elements, and they give them. They offer them to me. So I'm an elemental energy puller, and it's not I'm taking it from them, so I'm not doing it in a vampiric style.
No, you're not doing a vampire, right?
Because they know what I'm using it for.
Exactly.
I have people that come up to me and they're like, I am exhausted, and I'll hug them. And when I let go, they're like, it's time to go again. And like, how did you do that? I'm like, I don't know, but let's just do it anyway. So
you're not the only one I've encountered, and we have a person like that on our team.
Yep.
And he's out. Yes, who's very close to me. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
And he's earned the nickname in our group. His name's Magic, and he's one of those people. He just replenishes everybody, and he's really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because on the flip side of that, Nikki's the one who goes, go drink something, go eat something.
Right.
She's like, you're burning through all this energy. But it's funny because I'm that one when we pack up and get ready to go home. I'm the one in the car going, yes, and everyone else is like,
yeah. Yeah.
And they're like, I don't understand that. But the next day or that night when I know I calm down and I'm at home and I'm safe and we've cleansed everything and everything's put away and I can actually just relax. Boom.
Then that's when you go.
That's when I shut down.
Yep.
And then I'm good. After
that. But because you're with elementals so much, you ground to the earth. That's what keeps you totally energized, because you do get it from everybody, but you're grounded so much, and that's really good. I had to learn that the hard way. Well, I was tapping into everything and I was just using everything. I wasn't grounded, and it's big.
Yeah. Well, everybody tells me, hey, you need to ground, because I don't go out and put my feet in the grass. I don't do any of that stuff.
Right. But that's not the only way.
Right.
That's just not the only way.
It's like breathing to me. And I found that out talking to a Reiki master. She goes, you don't have to concentrate on grounding. You are
you tap in. You're just tapped in.
You are always grounding. So that's really cool.
Yep. And that's part of because you're working with the elementals. It's in your DNA to actually be grounded, but you tap into that energy so much that it's second nature, and they give it to, like you said, you don't take it from them.
Right.
They give it to you because they know what you're doing.
Understand. They understand. So they just give it to me saying, hey, we can get more energy, so we're going to go ahead and give it to you because we're just going to pull energy from our surroundings.
Right.
So you know.
It's like being a medium. I mean, you know, the dead know you can see them, so they're gonna want to talk.
Yeah,
In this case, their elementals are part of Source, right? So
right,
they know what you're doing. They know you work for Source, so they're just going to be like, "Hey, he's one of us. Let's give him some, you know, some love and give him some energy," and you're just automatically tapped in.
right. Yeah, and it's good to have. It's good to have on a team.
Oh yeah,
So,
oh yeah,
and I'm also the one who takes. A lot of people use the golden healers or the stones or anything else they're using,
right.
and
They use you.
I recharge them. I can hold them, recharge them, and give them back. Um,
That's
so that's
awesome.
something else I've been able to do. Hi, Cecilia. How are you?
Hi, Cecilia. Hi, honey. She is Riverside, Iowa Paranormal.
Oh
She's
yeah,
in Florida.
I'm friends with
I
her.
love this woman.
I'm friends with her
She
on
is,
Facebook too. So
yeah, she's amazing. Hi, Cecilia, honey. Love you. Yeah, I love my team. You
yeah,
know, I've been very blessed through the years with
mhm,
Riverside, Iowa Paranormal, and then coming to Dubuque and finding a home at Higher Self Holistics. I couldn't be happier. Like,
yeah,
seriously, I am at home. And that's why everybody's like, why Dubuque? Well, I was called to Dubuque. It's old, it's ancient, it has a lot of history.
yep,
It's on the Mississippi. It's got more um just the between the river and the bedrock, it's just the limestone alone can carry so much energy, right? So between that and Dubuque is its own place, like literally, it could be its own state.
yeah,
But all in all, the people, you know, they are a little skittish at first because they are coming from the religious background.
yep,
But once you get to know them, and they're, you know, they're really cool.
yeah,
And I just love people come all over, you know, the place, and I've just been very blessed to work
yeah,
with who I've worked with. Yeah.
yeah. And that's the same thing that happens in your. That's the same thing that happens in your public investigations. People come from
Yes.
all over to be part of you guys'
Yes.
investigation,
It's nuts where they come from.
and
I mean, you could, yeah.
they become family.
They do, and when they come, like you know, especially with Rock Island YMCA, they'll follow. People will follow us from location to location, and not only that, but not especially working with the public, but also working with other teams. I may work with Paranormal Exposures, you
Right.
know, at Edinburgh
Oh yeah,
Manor.
we know them. Yeah, we know them
Oh
too.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh
Will
yeah,
and Kat are flipping amazing. I love that. I mean,
they're hilarious.
amazing. And I love it because we get along. And yes, I represent RIP, but I'm working with another team.
Right.
And I love the camaraderie and the
Yeah.
para unity. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
And it's very interesting to put two different teams together
Hmm.
to see how each team investigates because you
Yep. Because it's different.
and sometimes you pick up new tricks. You're like, that's a really good idea.
Right.
We hadn't thought
Right.
of it.
Or you do the same experiments, but you're like, I
Right.
didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't think about doing it that way. That's cool. You
Yeah.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
You learn a lot.
Yeah.
You learn a lot.
Yeah. So more of the I'm going back to some of the talk we had. We're talking about energies and stuff like that. So Primal
Yep.
Christ told me that I've always been that energy, which I believe I have.
Yep.
And then Patricia's saying, because of others' willingness to share and teach, I'm not exhausted when with others I feel their energy. So she's learned how to put up her boundaries.
Right. And
My,
you have to.
yeah, and my wife responds with, I'm still working on being better with that because she's a high school teacher for math. So she's
Oh,
so she says, sometimes my students overwhelm me, but I was able to control it in a hospital where I had to be at recently. She says she's really happy with that. And then and it was funny because she says, I told Tom that I would love to go investigate with other teams because I wanted to learn how other teams investigate. So she told me to get out of her mind. so
well, you guys are so connected, so that doesn't surprise me at all.
it happens all the time.
Yep.
She's always like, I was just going to say that. I'm like, I know. So,
as it does when you're connected that way, of course.
Yep. When has there ever been on an investigation that you and the team have been on that you've just been like, nope, nope, can't figure this one out or can't finish this one. Things are just two sideways and two wrong?
Uh, there have been a couple. I don't want to give the locations because I don't want to scare people.
No,
Yeah, but yeah, there have been some that it got kind of borderline dangerous.
Okay.
That we had a lot of people go down in one location, and we had some Reiki masters and had to really, hone it in and be like, guys, we got to cut. Yeah, it was gnarly.
Yeah.
But they're few and far between. We as a group lock things down and don't let it get out of hand.
Yeah.
That's what we love to do, these investigations, and we protect everybody or do our best to, before the investigation, call in our guides, call in protection, and make sure it's tied down. But I mean, it happens, but
have you personally ever had to deal with an attachment to yourself?
Oh, now you get the good talks. Yeah, and this is good. I'm glad you brought this up, because not an attachment per se in an investigation, but I like to tell this. I like that you brought it up because I don't necessarily know how to bring it up. But Freddie with guides, okay? Right. I had Freddie since I was a kid, okay, and Freddie died in 91. But what happened was I was a new psychic. I was baby, and I went to France. Okay, mm-hmm. I had the honor of going to France on a class trip, and everybody knew I was a Freddie fan. Everybody knew.
Right.
And rookie mistake, they're like, "Here's a mirror with Freddie on it." Spelled wrong. Oh, like looking back, I'm going, oh, Tori, why? So I got this in 96, right? And I did not know that the mirror, because of course, rookie mistake, name spelled wrong. It was a mirror, know. Now I'm like, oh, what are we doing? But there was an entity that took over Freddie for a while. And for years, I did not know that it wasn't the real Freddie.
Oh.
And I kind of went through a dark night of the soul until I met a person who was like, yeah, this is not right. And, I got rid of the mirror, and I told Freddie for many years, no, you're done. I'm not letting you in because it was too much.
Right.
The real Freddie versus this attachment.
Yeah.
And it has been just recently, that I let Freddie back in because he kept knocking. I would have Brandon and the rest of the crew going, Tori. And I'm like, no, not yet. Even, the angels would be like, yo, he's cool. It's okay. I'm like, no, I can't.
Right.
And then I was like getting a little nostalgic, and I'm like, yeah, okay. So I would let him stop in, say hi, come in. And then now it's full-fledged, he's back. But that's why he said, test the spirits. Yeah. Make sure you feel first, then ask, and sit with that energy, because you never know when it's gonna overtake and overpower that spirit guide.
Right.
Yep. Perfect. So thank you for asking, because I don't, one, I love to, I'm an open book, but I don't necessarily know how to bring that up.
I'm an open book, but you got to ask the right questions.
Right. So, exactly. Yeah.
Nikki wants to know, what is the favorite place for you to investigate that is close to you? I'm going to say it's the YMCA.
Yeah. Yeah. I have it was my first RIP investigation last year, and we're going back, and it'll be a year. Yep. So March 25th, we're going back, and I can't wait. But that's what brought me actually to Dubuque. So my first is YMCA, and the second one would be Edinburgh Manor. I love that place. It is wicked. There are a couple. I mean, Farrar School's amazing. But no, Rock Island YMCA will always have my heart.
Yeah, Nikki's interested in going to the Farrar School as a teacher and engage with the spirit, see what would happen. So, or with the other teachers that are there and stuff like that, and see what would what would happen.
Epic. That's all I gotta say. Epic.
Yeah.
Epic. Yeah. I actually got scared at Farrar because I was being like, I see people, I see the spirit just like I see you, right? But it was in the dark. Okay. So here I am being hot, like, I want to get up close to me, get up close to me. And I was in the basement. Okay. Of course, you're in the basement as one does. It's always the basement. Always in the basement, right? And so I go in the boiler room, and there's an entity in the boiler room. And I'm like, yeah, I want to see you. And oh my Lord. And I don't want to call out a paranormal team, but I did a Destination Fear.
Yeah.
Where you react and you run away. I love Destination Fear. I do. But they did a little, they react. Well, I reacted, and I'm like, no, you're not doing that. And I went straight back. And like, good one, buddy. Good. You got me. You got me. I said you did what I wanted. And that's the thing. They do what you want.
Right.
It's not like, you're supposed to be surprised. Right. And so this dude did it. And I ran and came back. No, I'm not running like this. And then it was, full on. But yeah, I got scared there. It was funny. It was hilarious. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Nikki's asking you to open up for a second. We have an entity in our house, and I know who he is. But she's asking, if you see spirits like you see Tom, I have a question. Have you seen our friend Joshua around Tom? He's a friendly spirit that's living in our basement.
To be honest, I am not on like you think I am. I turned on for you, and then once I have the show, I have my protective layer on.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen anyone by you because I don't like to, unless it is a show for readings, I don't like to do it.
And I completely understand that. But she was just asking because we know that I don't open up in my own house.
Right.
I just don't. But I was recognizing this person down here. He was making himself known. So I'm like, fine, I'm opening up to figure out who you are and why you're here. So I figured it out, and then I shut it back down again. And completely harmless, just a guy that likes this area because we're right on the lake and everything else and stuff like that. So like you being right by the Mississippi, we're literally out my back door is a lake. So we're by the water. So
I've got lots of stories of Dubuque. It's hilarious. But no, like, people don't understand. And when you're a psychic medium, especially when you're out in public, like, I'm psychic medium Tori. It's par for the course.
Right.
But what people don't understand is, one, you're not always going to get everything and anything.
Right.
Two, we're not always on. Like, even if I do a show, like I'm on your show, I'm really not on. I put a protection up because you have all these energies coming at you. You don't need to be on 24/7.
Yes.
So I put a protective layer up, and that's how it is. You're not always on.
Right.
So that it just, for the newbies out there, you don't always have to get something, and you don't always have to be on 24/7 because it will burn you out. It will burn you out.
And I'll tell you, it's just as easy. For the people out there that are trying to discover how to turn themselves off, it's you have to visually see what you're doing to turn yourself off.
And go ahead.
I will tell you what I will describe what I do when I have to turn myself. For me, it's very instant, so it happens in the blink of an eye. But when I'm open, it really looks like my skull is on a hinge, and I'm open, and you can see my brain, and that's what it looks like. And I'm receiving. And then when I close down, the lock goes on, and the duct tape goes around it, so there's no creases.
Nice,
so there's nothing. So that's for mine. It's in the blink of an eye. But I know that's what's happening. Some people,
and also,
it takes time to understand how to shut.
And I like what you said there, and I'd like to piggyback off of that comment. Putting up protection too. Mm-hmm. For all the newbies that are out who want to, have your walls up, have your layers of protection up. how I do it is I pretend or don't pretend. I envision that I'm gonna, because I do it like in a flip of a
Right.
switch. But you envision yourself in a bubble, in a force field.
Yep.
I do it. And this is a rookie mistake too. I used to be in a cage. You don't want to be in any type of metal,
Right.
because you keep everything in, everything, it screws your whole self up. So
Yeah.
I learned to put a force field up with crystals, a crystal grid. I start off in tourmaline, do tourmaline, selenite, the various crystals. And then what I do is I put mirrors up. I put mirrors up facing out all around me, so it just reflects back. But
Yeah.
but for those listening and viewing, for newbies, for protection, never do cage.
Yeah.
You can,
Never
it could
lock
be
yourself into a
cages of crystals, but
Yeah.
never metal. Never
Yeah.
metal.
I'll tell you what mine is, because mine's really, apparently mine is unique, but I don't know. But mine literally is skin tight, like a superhero outfit. It's skin tight because I want something to be able to walk right up to me as much as it wants to, but not be able to interfere with me.
Nice.
So I wear
Nice.
I literally wear like a superhero, like what you see behind me on the Superman. That's literally what it looks like.
Right.
But mine, the actual appearance of it is a reflective, like yours is. But mine is like a dragon scale gold reflective. And that's what I always see. That is my protection, and I wear it just like a superhero suit.
Nice.
To understand
And that's a good thing. That's a good thing to have it skin tight.
Yes.
Because like you said, you want them up, but you don't want them in, you want them protected. You want to be protected. With me, they like to come real close, and it's like back up, back up. So, and we're different, we do things differently. I just like to have a little space, because they're always in my face, and I have to say, back up.
And for me, it seems like once my shields are up, once my suit is on, they know I can't get close to him because I'm going to piss him off. It's almost like they know, like they don't want to get close to me. They almost sense that, not right now, because he's in protection mode. So we're going to go over here.
And that's your background too. Yeah. And you're fierce.
Yeah.
You're fierce.
Yeah. And they understand that. And I think they've come to respect that. There's been a couple of them that have walked up to me when I'm in that mode, and I just stare at them.
Right.
And they don't like the stare. They don't. It's kind of like that mom stare. So I just stare at them, and they're like, okay,
"That's awesome.
Go this way now." So
Yeah, right. We'll just go that way. Yeah. We'll bypass him. Let's just leave him alone.
Yeah. So Nikki did ask you, how long did it take you to learn to put up that protection? Since you said when you were a kid you were always seeing spirits.
A while, because it was trial and error for the longest time. I was an open channel for a long time, because I thought that was how it was. You're just open everything, and then I would get real drained. And it was pretty much my mom helped me, like, the only way she could, as when I was a kid, that I could understand was, let's put the blanket on. What color's the blanket? And she knew how it worked. So, as a kid, put a blanket on. Okay, what color's the blanket? So she would pick. Oh, so it's black. And what's black for? Protection. Good. It was just hilarious when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
And then that upgraded to a force field. Yeah, because I loved. Okay, this is going back. She-Ra. Princess of Power. I'm talking, He-Man and She-Ra, not the newbie, not the new one.
Right.
But yeah, I would always pretend I was She-Ra. And so my mom would work on that. You know how She-Ra has the sword and the armor? Yeah, Mom. Yeah, that's what you want to do. I'm like, all right, we're on. Know?
Game on.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way, only with She-Ra.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Good question. Good question.
Yeah. I think that's probably a good place to end it tonight.
That I had so much fun, Tom. I love your show.
I appreciate
and I love your audience. I do. They're amazing.
Wait, we're not done yet. Apparently we have one more. It's just her giving us. She said, when I'm on paranormal investigations, I have learned that she learns she can feel them. She doesn't get the goosebumps a lot of people do. She gets
Right.
tingling like when they touch her. So
Yep.
I'm working on something like Tom's skin protection, so she can feel them on her hands and arms.
Right. And you want to have that. So you get the tingles, right, Nicole?
Right. Yeah.
And you did give me permission.
Like
So I'm just going to, right. I'm just going to go off what I'm getting from you. And I'm not really on, but you did ask the question. So I get that you get tingles. So you kind of want to have that close, close to the skin type thing,
Mm-hmm.
but only do it in parts that you want. You can have that, because you get the tingles, where they're touching,
right?
But let them know, hey, you can only touch here and here.
And
that's
she
it.
does that, and she does that. She's like, you're only she's like, you can touch my hands and my arms. She'll specify out loud what they're allowed to touch, type of things.
Right.
So, and she does that. So
good.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody. I'm just honored, Tom. Seriously.
I'm throwing this back up again one more time so everyone sees it. And for those who came on late or anything else and all that wonderful stuff, if you look at the comment section, all this information is on the comment section for Facebook, for YouTube, and for Twitch. So it's all out there so you all can see it in the comments depending on what site you came on through, what method you came through. You can go out there, you can find all this information, like, follow, share, go out there, make Tori even more famous than she already is. And reach out to her if you have questions. She's available for answers.
Please do.
Reach out for her for readings. She's available for readings. And like she said, for those people who were not part of that earlier conversation, this does not have to be an in-person thing. She can do this online.
Yeah.
We can do this just like she and I are having this conversation now. It's not a big deal. So you can reach out to her. You don't need to be in a local area. You can be across the world. And you can have a conversation with her, and you can have a reading by her. All right. So feel free to do that. Share that out to everybody, and make sure that everyone's getting the word out. A couple of the people, Mary, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm glad we're helping you as much as we can. I know I'm only a one night a week type of thing, so you know that you can reach out to me anytime. My email's out there, my page is out there. If you have questions, go out there and ask me. I'm always available to anybody who needs it, and everyone knows that. Well, if you don't, you do now. Thank you very much. Again, Nikki's saying thank you for this.
Thank you.
And exactly, energy is not limited by time or space. Absolutely.
Amen, Debbie. Amen.
Yep. And thank you for being on my show. I am so happy I had you on.
Thank you.
I am already forming a plan in my head. Just again, this is a new announcement to everybody, but you're going to have to be involved in this because you're going to have to help wrangle cats, Tori. I want to try to get 3 or 4 people from your team on my show all at once, because I can have 10 people on my show all at once.
Oh, that's going to be epic.
So
that's going to be epic. I will see what I can do. I'll see what I can.
It's going to be one of those conversations where all I have to do is introduce and sit back, because I know you all talking, and I'm just going to be like,
yeah,
look at that. No, I'm just gonna sit here and drink something.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So I'm all for having the team on to advertise the team, let the team talk about their experiences, everything they shared. Everything. I have other questions for you, so that means I'm gonna have to have you on again. But I'm just kind of running us out of time, so don't be surprised when I reach out to you in like 6 to 8 months after my schedule kind of catches up, and I go, hey, I got an opening. Tori, I want you to come back on again because I have more questions, and you guys have had more things happen. So
anytime. It was an absolute honor. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm just going to throw you backstage really quick. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to come back and talk to you afterwards, but I'm going to go ahead and shut the show down. So I will be right back with you. Everyone say night. So, all right, everyone, that's the show. Thank you for coming on. Again, thank you for being the family that you are and supporting me and making my guests feel so welcome. It is a huge blessing to have you as part of the show. Next Monday, I am back on. So this coming Monday, I'm back on normal schedule. And I will actually be having on Amanda Quill. She's going to be on my show. And she is one of those I'm building the advertisement for right now that you all normally see. I'm a little behind because I've been a little under the weather for a little bit, but I'm back to being my old ornery self. Ask Nikki, she'll tell you all about it. But thank you for being here. Have a wonderful week. You know, I love you all. Like, follow, share. I appreciate it because I keep wanting to grow this community because I think it's very important, especially for the new people that are starting to do their awakenings, or just people that have questions in general and they just need a place to come to. And this is a great site for that because you all are such wonderful help. If I don't know an answer, you are always there to back me. So it's fantastic. Other than that, have a great rest of your week. I hope to see everyone back on Monday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific. Hold on, I got to do the math again. 3 o'clock, I think, Hawaiian. 6 a.m. in Indonesia, and anywhere between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. the next day over in Australia. So much love, everybody. Have a great night. I love you all, and I will talk to you again soon.